Now in the next exercise, we're going to see how we can deploy virtual network by using the template files, using the Azure template files. I'm going to walk you through how to download the template, make edits, and use PowerShell to push it out to our Azure resource group. Now to start working with, I'm going to go to github.com/Azure. Within the Azure Quick Start template, I'll find the 101 VM with 2 subnets. Now this is the template that will establish a virtual network with 2 subnet. Virtual network with 2 subnet. Now we can deploy directly from here to Azure. By deploy to Azure, we can also visualize what the template include. Alright, so in terms of resource, this template includes 1 VNet. That's the resource. Now within that VNet there are 2 subnets. Subnet 1, subnet 2. Those are pending the parameter that we provide. Now we're going to download these 2 files and customize them without parameters. So let's click on this Azure deploy.json. Now let's copy everything we have here. Now I'm going to save this file on my D drive, demo files Mod2, called Azure deploy.json. And make sure you select all files, not txt files, and I'm going to keep them in demo files Mod2. Now we'll go back and find the parameters file. Remember, there are 2 files that Azure will need. So here's the parameters file. Make sure we go to the raw version, copy everything, and again save this as same place, except we're going to call this Azure deploy dot parameters .json. The JSON file extension JavaScript object notation is registered to be handled by Visual Studio. So by double click on it, Visual Studio comes up, and there are going to be a few things we need to fill in before this template is usable in Azure. Alright, so let's take a closer look at this. Alright, so here is a list of parameters that we'll need to provide. For example, the VNet name, the default value is VNet1, and the data type. And the VNet address prefix by default is that, if we don't change from the default. The first subnet, the subnet 1 name, default is subnet 1, and the prefix for the subnet 2, and the default name is called subnet 2. Alright, so this is a resource we want Azure to provision for us. It's going to be a virtual networks. Now folks, these files aren't created by hand usually. They are created either by configuring these resources in Azure portal and then extract what we have created from a resource group as a template. Or we can use Visual Studio to create a new project and add these cloud resources, and a JSON template file comes along with the resource we want to provision. So usually it doesn't require you to sit and type this whole document. Okay, we're just using this to show you what the file contains. Alright, so the parameter file is where I really customize things to my need. So I'm going to change these values. Alright, so the parameter file is now changed to have the VNet name as adatum demo VNet with 2 subnet. Okay, subnet 1 with a /24.10.0.1 network. The other one is 10.0.0. So subnet 1 is 10.0.0, subnet 2 is 10.0.1. Alright, so with these 2 files changed, make sure you save everything. We can close down the Visual Studio. We don't need this anymore. we do need to open up our PowerShell to go ahead and have this pushed out to Azure. Now, as we did before, log in Azure RM account. This will give us the necessary cookie to submit request against Azure. And we use the commandlet new Azure RM resource group to create a new Azure resource group. Alright, that's completed. Now the next commandlet requests a new resource group deployment to be created, and the name of the deployment is called ADatum VNet deployment, so we can identify it from our portal. The resource group name ADatum Demo1 that I created earlier. Our storage group will our VNet will be located in the same East US region as the resource group. Template file is the Azure deployed JSON, and the template parameter file is the demo folders Azure deploy.parameters.json. After a few minutes, I'm going to fast forward a little, and it should be done. After a few minutes, it looks like it's completed. It gives you a prompt back about the status of that deployment. It's currently succeeded, and when it is completed and the parameters used. Now you can use the get Azure RM virtual network within a resource group, followed by the name to verify that what is the address space for this virtual network, the name, the resource groups, the location of which is created, as well as the address, subnet 1, subnet 2. These are all according to our parameter specification. Alright.